Good morning, traders. It's 10:07 a.m., November 23rd. Just got killed on a trade with IDEX, and I'm not really that mad about it because, I'm still green on the day, and that's good, but I didn't need to give back all those gains. But I didn't understand the pattern that was forming until after the fact. So it tricked me, because, again, this happened before, too. I've been faked out by this just a few weeks ago on another stock. So I'm finally starting to realize, what the heck is going on here. So I was looking at IDEX, and I caught it around here, and it looked like it was giving a nice pullback and setting up an ABCD pattern, which you have to know what that is for this to make sense. This is a good example here. You see this stock trends up. This is basically point A, and then the stock trends up to point B, where it starts to pull back to point C, which is where you would buy it, somewhere in here, and then the thing trends higher all the way to point D, which you would sell out, probably about here. So that's the ABCD pattern, right? So you got the trend up, pull back, and then another trend up. And that's the one that you're actually trading on, is that second trend up. So when I opened up IDEX, I was looking at this as the first trend up, like here's A, here's B, and then I was thinking, this is the beginning of C, this thing's a pullback, and whenever I'm thinking pullback, I'm thinking, well, my entry is always for the break of a 1 minute candle, and then my stop is going to be for the low of the previous candle. So that's what I did. I entered for the break of this candle, and then I quickly got stopped out right there. And then I said, wait a minute, this thing is not a pullback. This is basically a reverse 3-bar play. So hopefully you guys know what the 3-bar play is. I don't think I have one readily available here. So I got to clean this up. It's a little bit messy. Forgot to look for one ahead of time. No, I don't have one here. I have a couple of videos, if you look on the 3-bar play, at least one or two, that show good 3-bar play setups. But basically what this is a reverse 3-bar play setup. And I don't short stocks, so I don't always recognize those patterns, although I try to think, what the heck is this? Oh, no, okay, good. Wow, for a second there, I thought I still had some orders in, but luckily those were just my filled orders. This is supposed to be there. Anyway, sorry about that. I just got freaked out. But anyway, so yeah, this is a reverse 3-bar play pattern that I don't always recognize because I don't short stocks, although I try to keep in mind where shorts are going to come in and things like that. And this is where they do come in, one of the places, and I just, like I said, I thought it was a pullback, but I think the dead giveaway is this big engulfing candle. So I made an example out of this trade to see, watch out for the reverse 3 or 4 bar play. It looks like an ABCD pattern setting up, but it's not. So meaning that like around here is point A, and this thing trended up to point B, and then this is where you would expect the pullback to point C. But whenever you see this giant red engulfing candle, which is very unlike the one we looked at a minute ago, which was the real ABCD pattern right there. So notice that these candles are much smaller relative to the size of this run, and they really don't pull back that much. Up to a 50% pullback is normal, but you don't really want to see that all in one candle. And that's kind of what we get here. This whole thing, looking back, this isn't the cleanest price action anyway, so there was a couple of things that kind of gave it away. But anyway, that's what I thought I was getting into, was a pullback on an ABCD, but definitely this is a reverse 4-bar play technically. Here's bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, and then sellers are looking to get in for the break of this level. And they did, but they didn't get very far, so they kind of got faked out as well. Because I bet you that most of them got in around 252, and then this candle only went to 256. So they got squeezed out a little bit and actually took a trade here, trying to recoup some of the losses. It wasn't like a FOMO or revenge trade. I was watching this pattern and I was saying, now this looks like more like the real pullback is coming out of this area here. So I thought, well, if I get an entry going up, maybe I can recoup some of those gains. So in that sense, I guess you could argue that it was a revenge trade but I mean, it was a good setup, and it was one that I would have taken normally whether I took this one or not. So I think that it was a valid trade, and plus I give myself 2 trades per market session, so that was my second trade, and then that was it. I took a little bit of profit there, made back some. I'm still in the red on this trade, but I'm green on the day. So this was that trade. I was originally down 73 cents, so I recouped a little bit. This was my big green trade from earlier, and this is just a long-term hold. So anyway, I thought this was a really important video, especially for me, if not for you guys, to make an example out of this, because I've been hit by this a couple of times this month, and I'm just overlooking the fact that this could be a 3 or 4 bar reverse 3 or 4 bar play instead of a pullback. But now I think I'm finally getting hip to it. You get blinders on because you're thinking about the setup you're looking for, and you're making it kind of fit that setup. And you're not thinking about, well, what other setups could be forming here? So any ABCD pattern could be a reverse 3 or 4 bar play. And the way that you can tell that it most likely is by the first candle that pulls back being a huge red engulfing candle, meaning that this candle is eating up the previous 2 candles. So I'd rather see a red candle that's like closer to the size of this one or less on the way back down, just like these were. See, these candles are almost the same size as that. That indicates a true pullback. And then the fact that these candles are getting smaller shows that the sellers are leaving, and we might really have a reversal here to the upside, which it did reverse to the upside, but it didn't quite make it back up to the high here. So it was probably because the smarter traders, or the more experienced traders, I should say, recognized this as the 3 or 4 bar play and said, okay, this thing's looking sketchy. Let me wait for at least probably for this level to get hit again, and then see what happens. So anyway, hope this helped you guys. It definitely helped me. And it's sad that I screwed up my big win of this morning and had to give some back, but you know what? That was a big lesson that I learned there about that pattern, and hopefully it will stick with me this time. That is not a pullback. That's a reverse 3 to 4 bar play. That's what it's all about: learning from your mistakes, so that you can make money later on, right? And luckily, my win today was big enough that it cushioned that loss, and I still came away in the green for today. So, and you have to consider too, both these trades together are probably about $25 combined. So this is still like a 2% win on the day compared to my cost of trading. So, can't really complain about that. All right, guys, tell me what you think about this in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.